Y'all already know what it is. It's Miller time. I don't know. I don't know why we're still here. I don't know why this is. It saddens me that this still is going on. Mainly because I don't like the fact that children are involved. I don't like the fact that WB has been really silent. Officially, they've been silent on the Ezra Miller situations. We're getting reports, and we'll talk about those reports. But yet, this is another accusation levied at Ezra Miller. It's tiring to even try and recap all the mess Ezra Miller's been in. Assaulting women, throwing chairs at a woman, getting arrested, breaking into someone's house and trying to steal their wallet and their passport, threatening people with violence, getting restraining orders placed on them, accusation of grooming an 18-year-old that is, that their parents are trying to file a protection order from. Another accusation that we just talked about last week that was levied against Miller for trying to have inappropriate actions or moves or whatever with an 11-year-old at the time. I understand innocent until proven guilty, but there's way too much smoke right now. Like, it's so much smoke, I can't even breathe. You know what I'm saying? And when there's smoke, there's fire. And it's this smoke is thick as hell. You have witnesses after accusation after accusation. Let's be honest. Ezra Miller is not about to go buy NBC. Okay, there's no big conspiracy theory here. The mere fact that people are coming after Ezra Miller with accusation, and they're putting legal muscle behind this. It's not a good look. And I've said this also, even for WB. The fact that WB is silent about all this, it's also not a good look. Because I understand the compromising position WB is in. WB is in the position of like, yo, we spent $200 million on this. $200 million on a movie that's already shot. It's done. What do? You can't just take that as a loss. I mean, you could. That would show people that you value morality, morals in a sense, your image more than the bottom line dollar. I get that. And I get some people would say like, hey, he hasn't been proven guilty yet, so WB should just stick with him. And I'm like, here's the problem with that. Let's say Ezra is completely innocent about everything. Well, Ezra is not innocent of like everything. Maybe let's say Ezra is innocent of some of the accusations of grooming. Maybe. But that still doesn't change the fact that Ezra is constantly getting arrested, that Ezra assaulted people on video, that Ezra has, threatened people and all that. That stuff doesn't change. So even if Ezra is innocent of the most recent stuff, that does not change the stuff that Ezra's already done. You still gonna put that out there? Is that still your superhero? Is that still the person that you want to have on the face of the toys and the marketing and the billboards? Is that still the person that you want little kids to look up to? That's if Ezra's innocent of that stuff. If Ezra's guilty of all these other things, you condone that? I mean, honestly, all those questions I asked still apply. You still want little kids looking up to that? You want little kids looking up to an accused groomer of kids? I don't want my kids dressing up as the Flash. Not if Ezra Miller is attached to that. They shouldn't be watching that. There shouldn't be more comic books that are made in Ezra's image to amplify that. That's problematic. Let's get to the latest accusation so I could go on and tell y'all what I think they should do. According to Rolling Stone, guns, bullets, and weed. Ezra Miller is housing 3 young children and their mother on their Vermont farm. 2 sources with knowledge of the situation expressed concern to Rolling Stone that it is an unsafe environment for children, alleging there are unattended guns strewn around the home on Ezra Miller's 96-acre property. One source, who, like the other, requested anonymity for fear of retribution, probably by Ezra, recalled an instance where one of the children, a 1-year-old, allegedly picked up a loose bullet and put it in her mouth. This is the same farm that we just heard in the second accusation last week that Ezra was trying to coax, allegedly, the 11-year-old. Hey, you like horses? I'll have some horses on my farm. You can come to my farm. Yeah, come on to my farm. That's the same child that Ezra told their parent, you'd be lucky if you had someone like me guiding your child. According to the witnesses, that's what Ezra said to the mom. And Ezra would try to lure them to the Vermont farm. I'm not going to go through the back and forth on this because apparently in this whole story, the mother and the children that are on this farm, they believe Ezra is protecting them. Ezra is great. Ezra is wonderful. Okay. All right. That is what they believe. I don't know if they've been groomed too at this point. I don't know if they've been coerced, brainwashed. I don't know. Maybe they do believe it. I don't know. Apparently the father of this child or these children, because the children are ages 1 to 5 that are on Miller's farm. The father is basically trying to do all the legal action to get them off the farm, to get them away. It's pretty much the same old, same old. Same old, same old. People were saying that Ezra has used violence, threats, smoking weed, doing drugs, all in front of the children, leaving weapons all out in the kitchen or in the area. Now, according to Miller and them, they lock these things up, but how does a little kid get a bullet in their mouth? What? Ain't there some? Oh. I'll say that it was exhausting just reading this article. I'm not going to go read through the whole thing. That was basically the gist of it. That basically these little kids that Ezra is protecting, they are exposed to drugs and bullets and guns all around. That's the latest that Ezra is doing. Now, with that said, it has been reported that WB has no plans to work with Ezra Miller after the Flash movie. Great. Wonderful. But what are you going to do about that Flash movie? That's nice that y'all don't want to work with Ezra after that. Okay. Well, what you going to do in the meantime? You still got a whole movie that you ain't said 2 words about. You got a whole actor that's out there doing God knows what to who and where. What you going to do? Let me read what the report was from. This came from Deadline. And let's hear what WB They're not saying this officially, but this is according to sources. Let's see what they said. Deadline has heard the studio has tried getting help for Miller. Good. But the troubling headlines continue to pile up. Could you send a potentially liability on a global publicity tour and have the actor anchor a huge studio franchise play? Zaslav, the new CEO, the new head of WB, has several choices, and he will make one of them soon. Among them, he can pull back on heavily promoting the 23 film, confining it to some P&A and no publicity tour. Or he can regulate it to streaming with HBO Max and take a write down. Or lean it towards making the movie a hit and then drop Miller if they can't straighten things out. WB did that when it dropped Johnny Depp from the Grindelwald character in Fantastic Beasts franchise after the actor's well-publicized unsuccessful UK lawsuit. The studio replaced Depp with Mads Mikkelsen. There is no winning in this for WB. One studio source tells us this is an inherited problem for Zaslav. The hope is that the scandal will remain at a low level before the movie is released and hope for the best to turn out. I'm sorry. That was just too funny. You really think that this, is this low level? You got an accusation almost weekly of grooming children, and you think they just gonna fly under the radar with this? All right. What else did they say here? Sources said even if no more allegations surface, the studio won't likely keep Miller in the Flash role in future DC films. That would mean replacing him in the future, but there's still a $200 million investment on the line with the first film, and Warner Brothers execs have to be cringing at each new press report. Of course they're cringing. You got a whole potential groomer on loose. All right. Let me just tell you my idea. Now, I don't think dropping it on HBO Max will help because there's money on the line, right? This is not a situation where if you recast, you could do this successfully, because recasting really means you got to put like another $150 million into this. And that's already way too much money for a Flash movie. I do think, though, there's one option that they can do, and I think it's the best of both worlds. So hear me out on this. I think the best way that WB can actually address the Ezra Miller situation is, one, you need to come out and make a statement. One, you have to say that, look, you know what? We have tried, say this officially, by the way. We have tried to get Ezra Miller the help that Ezra Miller needs. We have not been able to get in touch with him, whatever. Just say that you've tried. As long as you say you've tried, you now can start to separate yourself a lot easier from the actor and their actions. Then you can also say that the accusations are troubling and that if proven true, you don't stand by them, you don't condone them, etc. Cool. Show that you have a heart. Show that you have a moral conscience and that you are not just in it for the money. We know you are, but just say it so that at least it's public record. Third thing, don't drop this on HBO Max because you're going to lose all your money. You're going to lose the money. I know you can do a write-off or whatever. This is what I would propose that you do. You recast Ezra Miller, but not for the entire movie because that's going to cost you too much. What you do is, because keep in mind, we're dealing with time travel, right? In the multiverse. What WB should do is go get your next Flash actor. I don't care if it's Grant Gustin. I don't care who it is. Go get that other actor. In the final scene of the movie, maybe even the post-credit scene, you have Ezra Miller messing with the timeline and Barry doing all whatever. And next thing you know, he wake up, boom, with a new face at the end of the movie. And you recasted him for only 10 seconds. And that's it. That way, you can recast the character. You can still make your money from the movie. You've corrected your public image by saying like, hey, we don't stand by this. We separating ourselves. We tried to help, whatever. and you've recast the character within 10 seconds. Pay some little actor, whoever you want to get, pay them a couple $1,000,000. It's only for 10 seconds. It's a quick cameo. Dylan O'Brien, Grant Gustin, whoever. You show just that quick little thing, and guess what? There goes your Ezra Miller problem. Done. It's done for. It's done for. You'll never have to talk about Ezra Miller no more. You can say, yo, that was in the past. That movie that we just played, it was a great movie. He's gone. And that's it. And that's it. So I think that would be the best way for them to recast Ezra Miller without breaking the bank, losing on the investment. And I think it would be the best way for them to part ways in a natural way. Yeah, you're going to get your movie up there. Yeah, you're going to recoup your money. Yeah, you're going to recast. But we can still move forward. We can still move forward and let Ezra Miller and whatever sinking ship they're on just sink on their own. Anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. You let me know. How do you think? Could that work? Do you think that they should do one of the other options, the HBO Max, or scrap the whole movie? You let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of how WB should deal with Ezra Miller and this whole fiasco that just seems like a never-ending nightmare. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.